Hi, my name is Barrett Davenport, engineer with the Chula Vista Fire Department. Today, we're going to do a detailed walk around of the new ambulances, and we're going to see exactly where the equipment lives and the par levels. So we're going to start on the outside of the rig today. If you're looking on the driver's side, it's going to be the first compartment closest to the cab. As we open it up, we're going to have our main cylinder O2 lift, and then directly behind it, we're going to have our KED and Sager. All right, moving down to the next compartment here. We have two shelves, both of which are left intentionally empty at the time. The top shelf will be for the single role EMT to have their personal PPE and their personal gear. The bottom one will be for the medic for their personal PPE and personal gear. Moving to the last compartment here on the driver's side. The top shelf is left intentionally empty for future use. We do have the extinguisher up top. Moving down below, we have 4 mega movers, 10 yellow emergency blankets, and 12 sets of linens. On the passenger side, we're going to start at the rear of the ambulance. When we open it up, we have 2 backboards and a scoop. We have our stair chair, we have our fast splint bag, and our C-collar bag. Moving down, we get to our side access. On this compartment, you have quick access to the portable suction here, which lives on the charger. Moving down, this is where the portable equipment will live when the ambulance is transporting a patient. So the drug box, airway bag, and trauma bag in the back. All right, so now we've transitioned to the inside of the ambulance. So we're gonna go over the items that you'll find in the shelving. So starting with the top shelf above the double doors here is gonna be what we're gonna call our ZOL compartment. So as we open it up, you're gonna find anything ZOL related in these compartments. This side we have 2 pediatric defib pads, 3 adult defib pads. In this red box, you're gonna find 5 inline end-tidal CO2s, 4 adult nasal CO2s, and 4 pediatric nasal CO2s. Moving to the final red bin in this compartment, you're going to find 2 EKG papers, 4 disposable SpO2 sensors for neonate, 2 disposable blood pressure cuffs, 2 ZOL chest harnesses for the auto pulse, and approximately 10 packages of electrodes. Moving over to this top compartment here is what we're going to be looking at as trauma items. So both shelves are all trauma related items. We'll start with the top shelf here. As we open it up, placed right in front, we have our triage tags. A whole packet of triage tags. We'll pull out each bin individually so you can see what's inside. So, starting from the front, we have 5 cold packs and then 5 hot packs in the back. The center bin, starting from the front, we'll have 4 ARS decompression needles, 2 trauma shears, 4 hyphen chest vents, 4 combat gauzes, 4 Cat 7 tourniquets, 2 SWAT T tourniquets, and 2 Olace bandages. Our final bin up here is going to have 2 burn sheets and 4 10x30 trauma dressings. Moving to the bottom shelf of the trauma compartment, we'll start with the left side. The front part of the bin, you're going to find a ring cutter and 2 pin lights. We're going to have 2 2-inch cloth tapes and 4 1-inch transport tapes. We'll have 2 sterile water bottles and 2 normal saline bottles. Moving to the center bin, we'll have 4 nose clamps, 6 triangular bandages, 4 5x9 dressings, 4 Curlex rolls, 6 elastic bandages, and 4 iPads. The final bin, we're gonna have 1 whole package of non-sterile 4x4s, 4 8x10 dressings, and approximately 20 packages of sterile 4x4s. As you can note, in the back of the compartment, we're gonna have 2 SAM splints placed on the back wall. Moving down to a compartment right below our trauma is gonna be our meds, needles, and syringes. We're gonna start with the top shelf on the left side. We'll pull the bin out. We're gonna have 6 1 ml syringes, we'll have 6 18 gauge needles, 4 25 gauge needles, 6 3 ml syringes, 6 5 ml syringes, 6 10 ml syringes, 5 20 ml syringes, and 2 60 ml syringes. Moving to our center bin, you're going to find all our IV needles. Starting from the front, 6 14 gauge IV needles, 6 16 gauge IV needles, 10 18 gauge needles, 10 20 gauge IV needles, 6 22 gauge IV needles, and 6 24 gauge IV needles. Now we have our IO section. In the front, we're gonna have 2 red pediatric IO needles, 4 blue adult IO needles, 2 large adult yellow IO needles, 2 IO stabilizers, and 2 pressure infuser bags. Moving down, we're gonna start with our IV meds. So we're gonna have 8 big bags, 1,000 mLs, with a 10-drop tubing pre-attached. In the front here, you'll find 2 50 ml partial fill bags, 2 dopamine premix with the appropriate 60-drop tubing pre-attached, in this back area, you're gonna find 100 ml normal saline bags with a 10-drop IV set pre-attached. And then back here, we're gonna have our Nexterone with a 10-drop IV tubing pre-attached. Moving over to the side bin, we're gonna have 4 D10 bags with a 10-drop IV tubing pre-attached. As we move on down the ambulance, we come across our trash can and 2 small sharps containers. On top of this flat working space is going to live our small medications box. And inside the box, starting from the top here, we have 6 ipratropium bromides or Atrovents, 6 saline bullets, 20 albuterols, packet of nitro paste paper, 12 nitro paste packets, and your nitro spray. 2 bottles of aspirin, 2 tubes of oral glucose, your Overmev, 6 vials of amiodarone, 10 vials of adenosine, 6 milligrams, 4 vials of Benadryl, 4 vials of Zofran, and 8 Zofran ODT tablets. Eight Epi 1-to-1, and 6 filter needles. And finishing up with 2 atropine multi-dose. As we move further onto the ambulance, we'll go ahead and start underneath the seat here. As we open it up, we're gonna find these items down here. We're gonna have black trash bags, a whole roll, 2 red bags and 2 yellow bags, 2 bedpans, 2 wash basins, 2 urinals, 2 suction tubings, 2 suction canister lids with 2 canisters, we'll have 1 large sharps container, 2 1-quart sharps containers with lids, 4 Yankauer hard suction handles, and 2 sharp shuttles. As we move up in these 2 45-degree cabinets, we'll talk about those. We'll start with this one first. This is the pediatric oxygen delivery cabinet. As we open it up, the bottom portion, we're gonna have 4 pediatric non-rebreather masks and 4 pediatric nasal cannulas. Moving to the top, we'll have 4 pediatric neb masks and 2 inline BVM nebulizers. Moving over to the second 45-degree cabinet, it's gonna be our adult airway delivery. So as we open it up, we'll have 6 adult non-rebreather masks, 6 adult nasal cannulas, 6 adult neb masks, and 4 T-nebs. So as we move down further, we'll go to our airway cabinet. As we open it up, we'll start with the top left side. In this bin, you're gonna find all your Mac blades. So we'll have 2 Mac 0 blades, 2 Mac 1 blades, 2 Mac 2 blades, 2 Mac 3 blades, and 2 Mac 4 blades. In the middle bin, we're gonna find all our Miller blades. We'll have 2 Miller 0s, 2 Miller 1s, 2 Miller 2 blades, 2 Miller 3, and 2 Miller 4 blades. And in the far right compartment, you'll find 2 pediatric BVMs and 2 neonate BVMs. Moving down to the bottom portion of our airway cabinet, we'll start on the left side. In the front, you're gonna have 2 HEPA filters, 2 medium/small CPAP masks, and in the back, 2 large CPAP masks. In the middle bin, front, we're gonna have 1 adult and 1 pediatric McGill forceps, a large and small laryngoscope handle, 2 spare Christmas trees for the oxygen regulators, and 2 spare oxygen wrenches. Moving on back, we'll have 2 size 3 King Airways, 2 size 4 King Airways, and 2 size 5 King Airways. In the far right bin, we're gonna have 2 adult BVMs and a pocket adult BVM in the center. To the front here, we'll have 3 King Vision blades. Moving to the captain's chair, it does fold down into a secondary pediatric car seat. So now we're going to talk about the breezeway behind the captain's chair. Right here we have our auto pulse. Down we have our 2 spare D-cylinder oxygen racks. In these 2 compartments in the breezeway, we're going to have our ballistic PPE. So the top is going to be for the single role medic. He's going to have his ballistic helmet and vest, as well as the RTF sling pack. On the bottom is for the single role EMT. He's going to have his ballistic helmet, vest, and triage fanny pack. Moving towards the steps and the door of the ambulance, we'll open up our top compartment, pull out our bin, so in this bin we're going to have 2 spit socks, 10 vomit bags, 20 patient masks, and 4 P100 masks. We'll have 3 backboard straps, 10 N95 masks, and 2 spare sets of goggles. We'll have 2 sets of self-restraints, 2 bottles of hand sanitizer, and Blue Top hand wipes. We'll also have 6 gowns and 2 isolation kits. In this red bin, you'll find your spare manual BP cuffs. Starting with the front, we'll have neonate, child, adult, large adult. Moving down to the bottom section of this compartment, starting in the front, we're going to find our OB kit. We'll have our PD-Mate seat, And then we'll have our spare restock for OB. So 2 OB kits, 2 baby bunting blankets, 2 baby beanies, and down below we'll have 2 spare towels. Towards the back of this compartment, we're gonna have 2 spare equipment wipes, a spare blue top hand wipe, 2 Cavicide sprays, 2 rolls of duct tape, and 2 life bands. Moving down to this compartment, we'll have our NARC safe. Behind our NARC safe, directly behind, is our spare battery for the power cot. On top of this red bin, you're gonna find our nasal and oral airways. Inside, you're gonna find 2 of each size of your nasal airways, ranging from 36 French all the way to 12 French, and 2 of each size of your oral airways, ranging from 120 millimeters to 40 millimeters, as well as 10 packets of lube. In this bigger bin, we're gonna have our ET tubes. So in our ET tubes, we're gonna have 2 of every size from 5.0 all the way to 8.0, with the only exception of 7.5 and 7.0 ET tubes will have 4 each. We'll have our soft suction in this smaller compartment. We'll have 1 of each size ranging from 8 French all the way to 18 French. We'll have 4 tube tamers. And on the bottom, underneath the tube tamers, we'll have 2 bougies and 2 ET tube stylettes. Moving over in the front, we'll have sterile gloves. And we'll have our NG tubes. We'll have 2 of every size, ranging from 10 French to 18 French. Above the door, you're gonna find our gloves. So we'll have medium, large, and extra large. Moving down to the IV net, we'll start from the top and work our way down. We'll have 4 14 gauge IV needles, 4 16 gauge IV needles, 5 18 gauge IV needles, 5 20 gauge IV needles, 4 22 gauge IV needles, 4 24 gauge IV needles, 4 1 ml syringes, 3 3 ml syringes, 3 5 ml syringes, 2 10 ml syringes, 6 10 cc flushes, approximately 20 alcohol preps, 8 IV tourniquets, 12 lancets, approximately 10 band-aids, 2 18 gauge hypodermic needles, 2 21 gauge hypodermic needles, 2 25 gauge hypodermic needles. And behind the 25 gauges, we'll have 2 twin pack med administration. A stack of non-sterile 4x4s, approximately 10 Vena guards, 5 saline locks kits, your manual adult BP cuff, tympanic thermometer, length-based resuscitation tape, and glucometer. Moving to the compartments above the bench seat, we'll start with the left side red bin. So working from our front to back, we'll have approximately 20 alcohol preps, 20 Band-Aids, 8 iodine prep pads, and 6 medication added labels. 6 disposable razors, approximately 20 lancets, spare bottle of test strips, and 2 boxes of Tepana covers. 4 benzoin swab sticks, and 4 ChloraPreps. Moving to the second red bin, we'll have 2 mucosal animation devices, approximately 10 IV tourniquets, 4 fluid dispensing devices, and 6 twin pack med administration, 6 saline flushes, 4 saline lock kits, and 10 to 20 Vena guards. In the back of the compartment, you'll notice that we have our 3 different sizes of pediatric arm boards: large, medium, and small. Moving over to the second compartment above the bench seat, we're gonna have our preloaded medication section. We'll start from the top over here. We'll have 2 bottles of charcoal, 4 preloads of sodium bicarb, 4 preloads of D50, 8 preloads of Epi, 6 preloads of lidocaine, 4 preloads of Narcan, 4 preloads of atropine, 2 preloads of calcium chloride, and 2 kits of glucagon. On this metal ring will live our documentation based on med administration for narcotics, as well as your pediatric dosing chart. Underneath the bench seat, starting from the back corner, we'll have our spare gloves, 1 box of each size. Underneath the boxes, we'll have 8 stay blocks, 4 pediatric C-collars, 8 adult C-collars in the back, 4 disposable blankets, and space for spare pillows. Over here is our biohazard. So in this circle is where you put your sharps and biohazards. The rectangle is trash. And finally, we have our whiteboard. Our whiteboard is our only source of writing in the ambulance. So no writing on the walls is allowed, only on the whiteboard.